Hi guys, and welcome to the Shrewsbury vs Sunderland match review. Now, I do apologise in advance that my throat is absolutely destroyed. I've got a really bad throat, so I'm sorry I do come across really croaky and what have you. And also, if you do follow me on social media, you will also know that I did say that I wasn't going to be doing a match review over this weekend's game, because as I'm recording this, it is actually my birthday tomorrow on Tuesday, but I did have some kind of early birthday celebrations over the weekend, which is probably why my throat is really bad. But yeah, I just thought, because the kind of reactions I've seen towards the result of the game or the performance of the game, I've seen quite a lot of different kind of opinions on social media and by other certain YouTubers as well. So I thought that I'd put my opinion across on the game as a whole, because I do believe there has been a slight overreaction, and there's for a change, usually what I do, as you will have seen, since I've been doing reviews on YouTube, and Sunderland reviews in particular, most of the time, or 99% of the time, when we've lost a game, my reviews will consist of me saying, we're shit, or we played terribly, there wasn't enough heart in the game, we didn't do this, we didn't do that. But for the first time in quite some time, although the result massively disappointed me, of course it did, I left that game, or ended up leaving that game thinking there was actually a lot of positives other than we didn't score. We actually played well. I don't think we were shit. I think on the whole we defended very well defensively, so we'll start off with our own third. I think generally we defended well other than the goal, and Shrewsbury had one real sort of clear-cut chance and scored it. Other than that, we dominated. We absolutely dominated, with Power and Dobson in midfield for a large chunk of the game, or the majority of the game. They had it under control. They had the game under control. We've made so many more chances in comparison to usual over the last couple of weeks. Of course, so Tranmere, we won 5-0. We made bundles of chances then. I think we had 16 shots in this game against Shrewsbury and we didn't score. 3 of them hit the post or the bar. So, you know, if we look at it on the flip side, because those could have easily gone in. On another day, that could have gone in and we would have left the game winning 3 or 4-1 and we would have been happy as Larry. But if you look, before Philip Parkinson came in, we were getting 1 shot on target per game with Jack Ross. For the last 2 games, of course, we scored 5 against Tranmere. We've had 16 shots, which is a huge positive. Yes, it didn't go in, but it's a massive positive that we are creating chances. Huge. So, like I say, the result, yes, it was poor. It was terrible. But Shrewsbury came out with a game plan that worked. It was a real snatch or a smash and grab, however you want to label it. They had the 1 chance, they scored it. Then they defended brilliantly well. I have to give them credit. Because from there on in, they did just sit everyone behind the ball. We were getting chance after chance. But they were defending really well. And like I say, we did hit the woodwork 3 times. And I think we were just unlucky, which is something I really struggle to say, especially when we've lost a game against a team that arguably we should be beating, because we should be beating the likes of Shrewsbury. But I just feel as though we were very unlucky, and that is how I'm looking at the game. Of course, some individual performances should have been a little bit better, i.e. the big talking point after the game was, are we better with or without McGeady in the squad? Now, for me, I think, of course, facts and figures and stats and all that kind of stuff argues that McGeady, or we play worse, or results are worse whilst McGeady is in the squad this season in particular. And I do agree with that, because I do believe that when McGeady's on the pitch, our game plan to an extent is get McGeady on the ball. And if he's having a bad game or an off day, which he's had plenty of so far this season, then the whole team goes to shit, because our whole focus and our main game plan is try and get McGeady on the ball. Let's accommodate him because he can come up with a moment of magic. And I do get that, because Aidan McGeady, like I say, he can come up with a moment of magic, and I can understand why he is starting. Of course, he kind of had to start today or on Saturday because Gooch picked up a knock. But, you know, he can pop up with moments of magic in tight, scrappy affairs that no one else in our team, for me, are capable of. His level of magic, if that makes sense. But like I say, when he has an off day, it brings the whole team down. But when he's not on the pitch, the whole team works more as just that, a team. It's the teamwork and the effort and everything that goes into it it might not be as pretty as little things that McGeady can do, but we work a lot better as a team and as a unit, and we can grind out results. Well, I say grind. The other night when we played Tranmere, McGeady didn't play and we won 5-0, so what am I talking about there? But you know what I mean, we work a lot better as a team. Like the other night or the other day against Shrewsbury, Denver Hume, who I've somehow seen slated across social media, I think he was absolutely excellent the other day against Shrewsbury. He was our best performer for me. The lad, he's got, for such a young lad as well, he's got such balls to just try and grab the game by the scruff and I can get forward from left back. There was times where a lot of our players were a little bit static and he just thought, sod it, I'm going to run at him. And he'll take on a good 2 or 3 players, get down the left wing really, really well. But then you're just waiting for McGeady to make the overlapping run for him. And he's not. He's stood still. And you don't expect that from McGeady. McGeady's usually quite good with his awareness on where he should and shouldn't be. And usually it's McGeady who's actually screaming at the left back to make the overlapping runs for him. But he was static on Saturday. And Denver Hume was trying to drag us up the pitch. And he did time and time again going forward. And he was absolutely excellent in that sense. He was one of the only main players really that really asked questions of Shrewsbury, getting forward, making them work, making them second guess, but he just didn't have the support around him. And was that laziness from McGeady? Maybe, but it was also defensively very good from Shrewsbury because they were man-marking the likes of Grigg out the game for large parts. Because there were times where we did work it down, the wings very, very well, time and time again, and we're getting balls in, and the quality of the balls just weren't there. It just weren't good enough. On another day, a cross is, it's 50-50 at the end of the day, but someone may or may not have got on the end of him, but they just didn't, and they were getting the balls away quite easily, Shrewsbury, but they did defend very well. But yeah, that's basically it. They made very little chances. The one real good chance they did have, they scored it, and it was a very good finish from Cummings, very good finish, but we just didn't have luck on our side, and that is the way I am looking at this game. Disappointed, yes, 100%. But there are many more positives than negatives. But I think with us, I think the result outweighs everything with a lot of Sunderland fans, which ultimately is true. Ultimately, it is true, of course it is. But I think now that I've probably had a couple of days to sit back and sort of think about the game that little bit more, we should have won the game, hands down. We should have won the game. The amount of chances we made, we actually played. I think we played quite well. I think there was only a 10-15 minute period where, Shrewsbury had a decent spell in terms of possession, but other than that, I think we controlled it very well. Exactly what I want to see away from home. We just didn't get the ball in the back of the net. Like I said, we hit the post twice, hit the bar once. On another day, it would have gone in. Sorry, my throat is getting worse and worse as the video's going on. But yeah, so all this review is really essentially, rather than dissecting the performance as such, it's more saying I left that game feeling that there were positives to take, and I did feel like we were hard done by and we were unlucky, rather than simply we were outplayed and we were shit. And that is the outlook I am looking at that game. I think next we have Oxford, of course, in the cup. Hopefully we can keep attacking, because we were an attacking side, and we have been for the last 2 games, which is something I haven't associated with Sunderland for a while now. Because under Jack Ross it got a bit stale. There was a load of 1-0s or 1-1s, whereas we were really going at teams. It just didn't hit the back of the net, and that was it. So so that's my opinion. I think we were very, very unlucky, and I can't sit here and say everyone was shit and this was shit and that was shit. I'm not going to do that, because I don't think we were. I think maybe the only thing I could really complain about is, of course, the whole McGeady thing. But we had to play, really. We didn't have anyone else. So maybe Kim Pioka, but to throw him in the deep end, I don't think that'd be quite fair. I think McNulty maybe should have come on earlier, because I think we were really struggling to get Grigg into the game. But other than that, we made plenty of chances, and we were very, very unfortunate not to win the game and come away with a pretty hefty scoreline. Jesus Christ, my throat. That is terrible. Right. So, yeah, that is it. I think we're very unfortunate, but Shrewsbury, well played to you. You came in with a game plan, and you absolutely nailed it. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on the game. Of course, you let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts on the game as well were. Hopefully we can pick ourselves up and go into the game on Tuesday against Oxford. Jesus Christ, my throat. And pick up a good, positive result at home there. So anyway, again, let me know in the comments down below what you think of the game. But if you have enjoyed this video, please hit the like button for me. It'd be massively, massively appreciated. And subscribe to the channel if you're not already, to become a fully fledged member of the Sarny Army. But for now, you take care and stay jamming.